So have you guys ever wondered how to get rid of gear whine? Well, I'm going to tell you how. So here, we have a completely stock 918. And stock, this car technically comes with a race transmission, as you can adjust all the gears. Otherwise, take a listen. Now, I'm pretty sure, I don't own a 918, but I'm pretty sure when it comes to a dual clutch transmission, you don't really hear them at all. Now, if you want to know how to fix that, what you quite simply do is when you go to upgrade your transmission, you give it a different gear count. So usually, 918 comes with 7 gears. You could put a 6-speed in the car, or what I do, put an 8-speed in the car. Take a listen. Absolutely no gear whine at all. And something else I like to do is give them one extra gear depending on the car. Because then you can kind of make it act like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, where when you use the NOS, your car would just magically gain another gear and you could go faster than the top speed. I just kind of like doing that as like a little reminisce to that. Then you can also keep your low gearing for a stock ratio. But this 918 doesn't need an 8th gear, so I just maxed it out. Otherwise, the only cars that really have a problem with it are... Trying to think if there's any others. Oh yeah, and before I continue, I do think gear whine is good. I think it should be an adjustable option to have gear whine or none. Because when it comes to these GT3 race cars like this and the RSR right here, I want gear whine, but because I put 7 speeds in these cars to make them quicker, it just took out all the gear whine. So now it's kind of weird that I don't have gear whine in these, but in the street cars, I have gear whine. Otherwise, I think the only car that has this problem, just off the top of my head, is this GT3 RS right here, because the gear whine is actually part of the engine sound. So look, it's got an 8-speed, usually they come with 7. Which, yeah, I'm not sure why half the gear whine or half the transmission sound file is tied to the engine. I really couldn't tell you. But yeah, that's pretty much the end. I'm just going to yap for a little bit. But yeah, pretty much like I said, I kind of just add an extra gear to let it be like Need for Speed to Hot Pursuit, where when you use the NOS, your car just magically gains an extra gear. Or... because this is one of the primary cars that annoyed me. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, the GT350. This car makes no power pretty much below 5,000 RPMs. But usually, its 6th gear is stupidly long. Like, I'm pretty sure it's low 70s, like it's 73. So your car just bogs out the second you get in the 6th. So it's like, yeah, I either have to swap in a race transmission and hear gear whine nonstop, or I could just do this, because it took me like a year to figure or notice this. But yeah, I thought for sure I had the 7th gear to where the 6th gear used to be, because that's something else I do. If a car has a really tall, basically highway gear, and you know, only the initial 5 gears in the 6-speed are usable, I'll just put the 7th to what 6 was and then make the 6th an actual good runoff to 4 and 5, so it actually makes sense for a performance car. Otherwise, When it comes to drivetrain swapping, it will also get rid of gear whine. Because, you know I critique people for all-wheel drive swapping cars all the time. But I kind of wanted to just make an M3 X drive. Which I did. I completely put in... I looked up the gear ratios. This car's all-wheel drive swapped. Pretty sure it's an 8-speed. Yeah, just like it is stock. No gear whine at all. So yeah, if you want to get rid of gear whine, drivetrain swapping, or just going up or down one gear. Also, it doesn't need to just be one. Like, as long as you just have anything other than the stock gear ratio count, you're going to get rid of gear whine altogether, which I don't know why it's a thing. But yeah, I hope out of all the things that they just randomly decide to not patch, this is one of them, because this is nice. Because yeah, like, the Mustang completely had a fucked up gear ratio. And it was like, yeah, you're either going to hear a sequential that's louder than the exhaust of the car, or you're going to have a 6th gear that just kills the car's momentum. Oh yeah, and something else I do, I look up the stock gear ratios of cars. Because, for instance, in this Raptor right here, I'm more of a fan of the original SVT Raptor over the current Gen 2 and 3 Raptors. So I put in the 10-speed, exact gear ratio and everything that the EcoBoost has. Because I thought it would be cool. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good one.